Well, all right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Hot Seat Automotive Podcast. It's your buddy CJ here. And tonight, we're talking about all things automotive industry, cars, all the things that car guys and automotive enthusiasts love talking about. Real gearhead talk. This is the place to be for that real gearhead talk. Welcome back to all my subscribers. You know, I love each and every one of you, and I'm so grateful for you. If you're new to the channel, please give me a like and subscribe. Around here, Hot Seat Automotive Podcast, together with your buddy CJ, we talk about cars, exotic cars, classic cars, muscle cars, JDM. We talk about motorsports events. We talk about automotive enthusiasts events and destinations and what's going on in the industry. We talk about it all the things that car guys and car girls just love talking about. Guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. Tonight, we've got a special episode. It's a feature I kind of started up and we've been enjoying a bit together, where I'm going to build what I consider to be the ultimate Porsche. Let me tell you something. Porsche 911, the ultimate sports car through the decades for many enthusiasts. But is that what I'm going to pick? Your buddy CJ right here online tonight. Together with you, we're going to go right to the Porsche configurator, and I'm going to walk you through what is my ultimate buy right now for a Porsche current model year. Spec it out, order it, let's go. What would I buy today in terms of the Porsche model lineup? Now, a couple of rules, because I already know what a lot of you are going to say. You know, some of you are going to think, well, let's build the ultimate track car. That's not what I'm doing. Let's build the ultimate, most expensive, ridiculous, collectible Porsche ever of all time. I'm not going to do it. My main rule for tonight, I'll tell you what it is. Number one, it's got to be a fun vehicle to drive and own. And I want you to play along with me. You at home, you got to play along with me. And you can disagree, by the way, with my build. That's okay. But you got to leave me comments and tell me what I got wrong and what you would have built, because that's what car guys do. Automotive enthusiasts. That's the beauty of our hobby. We can disagree, but we can still be friends. And you guys got to tell me how you would build and spec your ultimate Porsche. Will I go Cayman? Will I go Boxster? Will I go Panamera? Will I blow your mind and go Taycan? Y'all don't know what your buddy CJ is going to do. You can't predict your buddy CJ. Come on. Guys, we have fun around here. But my rules, let me get back to it because I'm getting ahead of myself. I get so excited when I'm talking to you guys. You know how I get. Number one, it's got to be a fun car to own and drive. It's got to be something I'm going to want to get in and drive every day. Number two, it's got to be something I could take on a road trip. You know, there are plenty of super extreme cars that would be just fabulous to own, but I'm not going to want to take them on a road trip. You know, think about, I drove the little, the little Lotus Emira a couple months ago, had the opportunity to drive one. Fabulous car. I want to own one, but number one, my size 13 shoes didn't fit too well in the pedal box. Number two, I just can't see myself taking it on a road trip. So I had an opportunity to snag one brand new at MSRP. I didn't. That's a whole other story. I got an episode on that. Look it up if you want to see my Lotus Emira review. Let's get back to tonight's matter at hand. You know, those are pretty much the main criteria. Something that's fun to drive, something I'm going to want to drive every day, something with some level of practicality, and something I'd be willing to take on a road trip. So if you guys can apply the same criteria as well, you build your ultimate Porsche. I'm going right to the configurator because, guys, that's what we do on this show. We look at things together and we have fun doing it, don't we? So as you can see, I am right here at the Porsche configurator. And as I told you guys, I'm going to kind of do this on the fly. We've got 718s, we've got Caymans and Boxsters, we've got Taycans, Panameras, Cayenne. Who am I kidding? Real talk, there is only one Porsche to buy in 2024. I know what it is. You know what it is. Porsche 911, it says right here, the quintessential rear engine sports car. And that's what we are getting, starting at $114,000. Guys, this is a six-figure car right out of the gate. Now, let's take a look at the primary options here. We've got Carreras, sort of the baseline, Carrera 4, the Carrera T, which is sort of that stepping stone before the Carrera S. I believe the Carrera S is the first significant performance bump. I wouldn't go with a Carrera T. I'm just not about that. Like, if I'm going to spend a little extra money, I'm going Carrera S. No shade on the Carrera T guys, but that's what I would do. Now, I've owned a Carrera S. I've owned a Carrera. Both fabulous cars. My Carrera was a 991. If you guys know what that is, that's the last of the naturally aspirated Porsche 911s. Before the 991.2, my 2017 Porsche 911 was a Carrera S with the twin turbo. A more fun car to drive, no doubt, was the Carrera S. My Carrera S had a PDK, which is the Porsche dual clutch transmission. Fabulous. I fell in love with it. Am I going to go PDK tonight? Y'all just going to have to wait around and find out. My original Porsche 911 Carrera 991, again, naturally aspirated. Okay, that was a manual transmission car. Had the 7-speed. A lot of folks aren't fans of the 7-speeds. I'll be honest with you. I drove my 7-speed Porsche 911 Carrera manual as a 6-speed. Who the heck ever uses 7th gear? I probably used it on the highway a few times, but I didn't do a lot of highway miles in that car. So let's keep going here. You can get the Carrera S in an all-wheel drive, the Carrera 4S. Then you step up to the GTS, which is a nice balance, sort of the top of the Carrera line from a performance standpoint. You're getting a bit more aggressive styling, better performance aspects, higher power output, okay? Different handling, suspension, all those things. But you're not stepping up to a GT car, right? Like a GT3. Then you got the Carrera 4 GTS. Cabriolet, listen, Carrera Cabriolet. Cabriolet, for those that don't know, for the uninitiated into the Porsche 911 realm, is a fancy way of saying convertible. Now, I am not going convertible. The Targas, I think, are cool. For those that don't know, this is sort of the convertible, the transformer version of the Porsche 911, right? If you've never seen one of these convert from, hardtop into hardtop convertible, top open, it's a really cool sight. The whole process happens in seconds. And I say it looks like a transformer, maybe an Autobot. Those that know what I'm talking about do. Those that don't, that's okay too. But in all seriousness, a very cool car. And there's not many Targas on the road. I think the two coolest things about the Targas, number one, you hit the button in the way they transform, and they just look so cool with the top open. Number two, it's a rare spec. You see a lot more GT3s than you do Targas. The Turbo and the Turbo S. Let me tell you something. Unpopular opinion, and this goes back to when I was a kid. The Porsche 911 Turbo is the dentist's car. I don't know. Yes, it's a performance bump over a GTS or a Carrera S. I know they're super fast. They're quick. But I don't know. I'm not as drawn to this spec. Setting price aside, I'm not as drawn to a turbo as I am like a GTS. I think a GTS, for example, is a bit edgier. I just like it. I like the whole vibe of a GTS better, even a rear wheel drive GTS. Now, a Turbo S, a different story. Turbo S, look at that. 640 horsepower, 2.60 to 60, 205 mile per hour top speed. All in the appearance package of the Turbo S, the speed, the quickness, the performance, the all-wheel drive. It is the ultimate high-speed Porsche. But will I go that way tonight? Because you see, I claim you've now put this car at a price point, a super high price point. Am I going to want to drive it every day? Okay, number one. Number two, am I going to want to take it on road trips? So again, I'm not looking for a special car or a weekend car here. You can get those in convertibles, GT models. Okay, now we talk about special cars. Listen, 911 GT3, GT3 touring package, GT3 RS, you're north of $200,000 in all of these cars. I will someday own a Porsche 911 GT3. I don't know if I'll go 992. I'm not sure which one. I like the 991.2s. Heck, I like the 991s a lot as well. I would buy any one of those. Am I going to buy one right now tonight? I already told you, maybe I already gave away some of the answer. I'm not looking to build the ultimate track car or just something I'm going to jet to the mountains in, or do spirited driving with or track days or anything like that. I'm looking for more of a road trip car. So if that gives you any indication, maybe I won't go with a GT3. But listen, the GT3 really sort of the king of performance from a track-oriented 911 standpoint. And I think over the past 10 years, let's be honest, the GT3 is where most of your Porsche, your newer Porsche enthusiasts are leaning. A lot of your classic Porsche guys who've been in the hobby for 20, 30, 40 years for that matter, they're not necessarily GT car nuts. A lot of them like the purist 911s, right? Some of the core builds, just a really tailored, dialed in enthusiast build versus I have to have race car. If you have to have race car 911, you're going to go with a GT. And then, of course, super collectible. My question for you, why did they build the 911 Dakar? I think it's interesting. I think this color combination is really cool, but why? I guess for the guy that has to have everything, you want your super rally car off-road Porsche 911 starting at about $250,000. Listen, go for it. You do you. Not for me. I saw one of these in the Hendrick collection. Again, listen, I'm a Porsche enthusiast. I'm not a Porsche nut, but I've had a few, and I will have another, at least one other is currently on my horizon. But probably not going to go with one of these special models. I already told you. I'm looking for a car I want to drive every day and road trip. 911 ST, $300,000 or more car. Really special edition. Not even going to get into it tonight. But where is your buddy CJ going to go? And my answer is I'm going 911 Carrera GTS. Let's build this thing. Listen, if I'm going Porsche, I like the idea of having the rear wheel drive, number one. I just think there's something to be said for that classic Porsche architecture. Rear engine, sports car. We got a trunk out front. We got back seats, okay? We've got some practicality to it. But the GTS trim being that fun, track-inspired, performance-inspired build. Okay, we got a more aggressive exhaust note. We got a bit more oomph and performance over a Carrera or a Carrera S. Okay, the aesthetics of the car, the suspension, everything. I'm going GTS. I could go GTS all-wheel drive. I'm not. I'm going with a classic Porsche rear-wheel drive, rear engine, or closer to rear mid-engine. I consider these, that's funny, and I'm going to be unpopular with Porsche guys, but that's okay too. You guys can disagree with me. The Porsche engine architecture is so balanced now. So much engineering has gone into this. It's almost closer to being a rear mid-engine. That engine has moved forward. I know technically still a rear engine car. You get the Cayman would be the mid-engine option. But again, I claim these are a heck of a lot more balanced than they used to be, and those are the facts. Now, first things first, let's go color. And by the way, this car starts at $152,000. Not an inexpensive car, but in the realm of high performance sports cars with some luxury, some grand touring capability. There's nothing better than a Porsche 911. Porsche 911, best on the market at that. I've already had a car in Guards Red. Otherwise, I would do it because every Porsche looks fabulous in Guards Red. Can't go black. I currently have a black high-performance car. I had a car in agate, this agate gray metallic. Those of you that know me know your buddy CJ had an agate gray Porsche Cayman, which I loved with a PDK. But I could never fall in love with this color, guys. This color's boring to me. Real talk. Like nothing pops about agate. I think it is a good color for an SUV or a pickup truck, but not for a Porsche. Silver metallic. I always like GT silver metallic. Chalk is played out. Porsche guys, you can get mad at me if you want. Volkswagen guys, because I know Volkswagen was it Nardo Gray, whatever the heck they call it. Chalk is played out. This was a thing a few years ago. Everybody was buying their Porsches in chalk and their BMWs in a similar color and their Volkswagens, whatever. And it's done. It's over. Would I buy a car in chalk? Maybe, but I wouldn't spec one. Carmine red is the wrong color red. Don't buy a car in carmine red. It's just the wrong color. Look, there's only one color. Let's get right to it. Your buddy CJ is going Gentian blue metallic. Shout out to my buddy Scott. You know who you are. He's got a Gentian blue GT4, and I just think it's a fabulous color. Looks great. Porsche, for those that don't know, their standard colors, the metallic colors. They're going to get you for options. Porsche going to get you for options on everything. All right? So let's just get that out of the way. She's looking good. I have to be careful with these Porsche options because they go pretty deep. There's a few that are non-negotiable for me that I must have. But then beyond that, I think there's a lot of really good options. There's a Carrera S wheel or the Turbo S wheel in black. I don't know. What else we have? The RS Spider design wheels in satin black. What do you guys think? I like the Carrera S wheel, I think. I think I like the way that pops. I don't know. What do you guys think? I kind of like the sort of silver color against the blue. Let's leave it there for now. Wheel colors. Oh God, who would do this? Wheels painted exterior color. What's wrong with you people? This is awful. This looks cheap. Message to anyone who's buying their Porsche 911 with the wheels painted body color: stop it. Don't do it. Yo, this looks whack. This looks cheap. You guys tell me what you think. This looks like sort of somebody rattle canned their wheels. I'm sorry. This is bad. So I'm unchecking that. Whew, thank God. Look, I think the black looks great too, but for now, we're going to leave these Carrera S wheels. Now let's keep going. Interior colors. You can get deep with the Porsche interior colors and packages. You know, I'm doing this sort of on the fly, guys. I think I'm going to stay pretty basic. I do want to go leather with the Race Tex interior. Let's see what that does, if it changes any of the options available to me. Options to be added ventilated seats. Okay, let's go ahead and accept it. Now, it's a $5,000 option, but I think it's probably going to look really great, and these seats are just so comfortable and fantastic. So let's go with that. I'm not going to go nuts with a crazy wild interior. I'm going to tell you guys that. You got four-way seats. I would like to get the comfort seats. Let's see if it'll let me do that without undoing any of the options. Accept the changes with memory package, leather, interior, and black. So sometimes you have to give and take. I'm not going to overanalyze it. I do want the comfort seats. Now, some of you may go sports seats, full bucket seats, including rear seat delete. No, I want my rear seat. Not that I'm going to sit anybody back there, but I kind of like the utility of having a back seat in my Porsche 911. I can put stuff back there on a road trip, that kind of thing. Let's keep going. No, see, these drivers, body form, full bucket driver seats, medium, soft, hard, like no way, dude. I need something comfortable, and I've told you guys that. This could be a potential road trip car for me, and I got to be comfortable. Now, there's some wacky stuff here. What's the premium package? Let's take a look, and let's look at the front of the car as we check this. As you know, your buddy CJ is kind of doing this live. What does this include? Bose surround system. Includes lane change assist, surround view, power, extending mirror, storage package, and ambient lighting. Sounds great. Let's go with the Burmeister high-end stereo system. So this adds another $7,000. Premium package with remote park assist. You know your buddy CJ's an all-pro parker. Nobody parks better than me. Who you guys kidding? Come on. I don't need the park assist. Nah, real men don't need park assist. Come on. Be real. Exterior packages, gloss. Now I don't want the gloss black. We're going to finish this up quick, guys. I promise. I'm not going side skirts. I just think it takes away from the classic Porsche design. Carbon fiber. No, don't need the exterior carbon fiber. I think I'm going to leave. I like the black accent there. I think that's kind of sharp. Window trim and high gloss black. No and no. Engine compartment cover in titanium gray. I don't think so. Let's see. What else here? Nope, we're not going to do any of this. Aero kit, no. And I'll tell you why. I think the Aero kit doesn't look bad. And for those that don't know, check it out. The Aero kit adds the wing. I just say if I wanted a Porsche with a wing on it, I'd get a Turbo S. A big fixed wing. I'd go Turbo S or GT3. What do you guys think? You can get it in black as well. What else do you have to do? You have to go with the black wheels. Let's just, for giggles, let's see what that looks like. It's kind of a mean look, isn't it? I don't know. What are you guys thinking? I mean, it is a mean look, but I think what I'm going to do is uncheck it. And I'm going to go back to my silver wheels because I just think it's a better look for what I'm going to use the car for. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's wrap this up because it's going too long. Roof and transport systems. I am going to go because what I think happens with the electric slide, tilt, sunroof, and glass. The nice thing about that is it almost gives you a two-tone effect, I claim. So in addition to getting really cool ability to open up your Porsche and get a little sunlight and some air in, it also almost gives you, it breaks up the body color a bit, which I think is kind of cool. Performance, what options do we have here? There's PASM, front axle lift system, Porsche design. So I don't need the sub-second clock. Rear axle steering, I think I am going to get that. I just think that's a huge performance bump. Brake caliper, should we leave them in red or should we go in high gloss black? I think I'm going to leave them in red on this car. Don't need the front axle lift. I don't think you need the front axle lift in a 992. That's been my experience. I'm going to go without it and go from there. Okay, I'm moving fast here because I just kind of want to take a look at the build. The Porsche 8-speed automatic, also known as the Doppelkupplung. Come on, guys, don't make fun of my pronunciation any more than you already do. But I got to go PDK. Listen, the Porsche dual clutch transmissions, 8 speeds, are better than any other dual clutch transmission I've ever driven. You know, I kind of like the idea of these LED matrix design headlights. Let's go ahead and go with that. I think it's a nice touch. Rear wiper, no, we'll pass on that. I need the Porsche crests on the headrests. I think that's a nice touch. Come on, what do you guys think? Colored seat belts, what do you guys think? Should we go with a red? I don't know. What do you guys think? Or maybe a gray? Should go with a gray seatbelt? That's kind of cool. Got the dark gray, go blue. That's probably going to be too obnoxious. Go with the red. You know what? I think I'm just going to stick with the standard seatbelt color. Okay, let's take a look at what we've got so far. My question for you, should I keep these silver wheels or go with the black? Porsche 911 Carrera GTS rear-wheel drive, okay? This car has all the good options. You guys know it, and I know it. I'll tell you what, I think this car looks really great for my purposes. I'm just on the fence, guys, really. The main thing, there's so many different great options. There's really not a bad option. But what I'm thinking is, do I want to go black wheels? And I think black wheels are kind of played out in many ways. And I've been saying that for a while. Like, I don't think black wheels look bad on a car like this. But my question is, is it kind of overdone? Is it kind of played out? By the way, I don't believe in debadging my Porsche 911. 911 Carrera GTS, I think that's really cool. I think it's a throwback. It's been a consistent thing with Porsches to have the model and trim designation. I think it's a nice touch, and I'm a badge guy. I like the real badges. I like the factory badges. I like the dark colored badges. I don't like chrome badges, if you will. So I know some Porsche guys will debadge their cars from the factory, and that's a thing. Also, I know a rear windshield wiper is a thing for certain Porsche guys. I'm not doing it. I just, building my car my way here. The interior, kind of understated. I didn't go all out, but then again, that's how a Porsche 911 should be, in my opinion. It's not a Lamborghini. It's not a Ferrari. It's not, it's not some loud, obnoxious, ridiculous car. Kind of understated, yet just fabulous and excellent in everything it does, the way it drives. It's surgical. It's perfect. It's perfection on four wheels. And I claim this GTS spec is truly, truly the one to get. Now, let's take a look at these images. Are you kidding me? Look at that. I want this car now. Now, this is a $174,000 car. This is a $174,000 car. That's a lot of money. My question for you, and I am going with the black wheels, Porsche 911 GTS rear-wheel drive. Have I built the ultimate Porsche 911 992 generation? for the purposes, A, of a car that can be driven daily while having fun, and B, a car that can be taken on road trips. Look at that sunroof. It's just so cool. It breaks up the lines, I claim, on the top of the car. You almost get sort of a two-tone effect, and I think that's really cool. Look at the front. I got the LED headlight options. I got I'm leaving the badges. I like the black tailpipes. You can get them chrome. You can get them any way you want them. I like them this way. I just think it's a slick look. The interior kind of understated. I got the black leather. I got the Porsche crests, which I think is a classy touch on these 911s. My question for you tonight is, have I built the ultimate Porsche 911? You can disagree with me, but you got to tell me how you would build and spec yours. I know I kind of got the Superman colors going. I got the blue with the red, but I think that's kind of cool. Guys, I don't know about you. I'm dying to spec this car and to buy it now. But there's no wrong answers here, guys, in all seriousness. Please let me know what your spec looks like. Let me know what I missed, because God knows there's a lot, right? There's a lot to Porsche options and that type of thing. You could spend all night kind of going back and forth with these, no doubt, and you probably change it 5 different times. But I think I've got the right one here, guys. What do you think? Your buddy CJ has built his ultimate Porsche 911 Carrera GTS, and I got to hear from you. Did I get it right? What do you think? Hot Seat Automotive Podcast. You know your buddy CJ loves you, and just want to come on here tonight and have a little bit of fun talking about all things Porsche 11. They're all great cars. There's no such thing as a bad Porsche. It's kind of like pizza. There's no such thing as bad pizza. There's no such thing as a bad Porsche. You heard it here first from your buddy CJ. Guys, I'll speak to you on the next one. Take care of yourself, and until then, peace.